I woke up at 6 in the morning on my 29th birthday, just like any other Wednesday in Chicago. Outside the window of my small apartment overlooking Lakeshore Drive, the wind from Lake Michigan blew fiercely, carrying heavy gray clouds. I had hoped for a bit of sunshine, not for the weather, but for a message, a call, anything from my family. But the phone remained silent. I brewed coffee, opened my laptop to check work emails, then scrolled through Instagram while waiting for the water to boil. And then I saw it, my mom's story. A photo of Ryan, my younger brother, grinning widely next to his laptop in his newly rented apartment in Wicker Park, with a long caption that she rarely wrote for anyone else but him. So proud of my brilliant son, Ryan. His fitness tech app idea is going to change lives. The next big thing is coming from our family.
No hashtag for me. Not a single line mentioning that today was the day I was born. I set the coffee cup down, my hand trembling slightly. Not immediate anger, but a familiar, lingering pain, like an old wound being touched again. Last year's birthday was the same. I had told myself it was just forgetfulness, busyness. My parents were getting older, and Ryan was starting up, so he needed more attention. I was the older sister, the stable child, working at a big financial firm, high salary, handling everything myself. I didn't need reminders that I mattered. But this year was different. I opened the family chat. The last conversation had stopped a week ago when my mom sent photos of Ryan meeting mentors in San Francisco with a string of heart and star emojis. I had replied with a polite thumbs up.
No one asked how I was lately, how the big project at work was going, or simply that today was my birthday. I turned off the screen and looked out the window. Chicago was waking up. Traffic jammed on Lakeshore Drive, joggers along the lakefront despite the biting cold, high-rises sparkling with early office lights. This was the city I chose, the life I built myself. No one in my family had ever flown up to visit this apartment, even though it was less than an hour's drive from the suburbs where my parents lived. I remembered what my dad once said when I asked to borrow $25,000 for the down payment on my first condo. "You're already fine, Sophia. You have a good job, you're independent. We need to save for Ryan's future. He's pursuing a big dream and needs more support." A big dream, while I worked 80-hour weeks to save investment funds from collapse.
Yesterday, the year-end bonus had hit my account. $85,000 after taxes, the largest amount I'd ever received. A reward for the project I led. Risk analysis that helped the firm avoid losing billions in market volatility. I had planned to use it to pay off the remaining condo loan or invest more in retirement. Safe, responsible, the way I always lived. But this morning, looking at my mom's story one more time before it disappeared, I felt something break inside. Enough. I didn't need them to remember my birthday. I didn't need them to be proud in the way they were proud of Ryan, with public posts, loud praise, monthly transfers. I had built everything without anyone paving the way with flowers. But this time, I wanted them to see. I opened my laptop and searched for Porsche dealerships in the Chicago area. I clearly remembered my dad joking, but not really joking, that German luxury cars are only for people who don't value money, who like to show off. He said that when he saw a Cayenne parked outside a restaurant in Naperville, shaking his head as if it were a symbol of moral decay. I smiled for the first time that morning. I would buy one. Not because I needed a luxury car, my old Honda Civic still ran fine, but because this time I wanted something they couldn't ignore, couldn't pretend not to see, couldn't explain away with "Sophia is already fine." I wanted a declaration in metal, leather, and 400 horsepower that I had succeeded on my terms without a single dollar from them. I texted Jenna, my mentor at work, the only one who knew the full family story. "It's my birthday today. Family forgot again. I'm thinking about buying something a bit crazy." She replied immediately. "What kind of crazy? Tell me." I sent the link to the silver Cayenne I had just viewed online. Typing bubbles jumped. Then, "Do it. Worth every penny. And send me photos when it's done." I scheduled a viewing for this afternoon, after work. As I stepped out to go to work, the cold wind hit my face, but I no longer felt cold. In my head, there was only one thought. Today, I would give myself the biggest gift. Not just the car, but the recognition I deserved from myself. And this time, they would have to look straight at it. I sat in my high-floor office in the Loop, Chicago, staring at the glowing bank screen with the new number, $85,000. The year-end bonus had transferred at midnight yesterday.
It was the reward for the project I led over 6 months. Risk analysis that helped the company avoid losing nearly $3 billion in interest rate volatility. Colleagues clapped. My boss called me in to praise outstanding performance. I smiled politely, thanked them, and went home alone. But today, that number was no longer just money. It was proof. I clearly remembered what my dad said a few years ago when we drove through downtown Naperville and saw a Porsche Cayenne parked outside an upscale Italian restaurant. He shook his head, voice full of disdain. German cars like that? Only for people who like to show off, who don't know the value of money. Smart people invest in homes, retirement funds, not metal that goes fast and loses value the moment it leaves the lot. My mom nodded in agreement. That's right.
People who buy those cars are usually compensating for something missing inside. Back then, I just smiled and let it go. Didn't argue. I was trying to save for the down payment on my first condo and had just asked my parents to lend me $25,000. They refused, saying I was already stable. Do it yourself. What about Ryan? Ryan got steady transfers of $2,500 a month to pursue his dream. Today, I decided to buy exactly what my parents had seen as a symbol of recklessness and superficiality. I opened a new tab and searched for the nearest Porsche dealership, Porsche Exchange in Highland Park, about 40 minutes from Chicago. I browsed the available Cayennes, the light silver one, black leather interior, Premium Plus package, listed at $95,200 before taxes and fees. My heart beat a little faster, not from fear, but excitement. I called Jenna during lunch break. "I'm seriously thinking about buying the Cayenne," I said straight out. Jenna was silent for 2 seconds, then burst out laughing. "Finally! How much are you putting down?" "I have the $85K bonus, planning to put $65K down, finance $30K over 48 months, low interest, monthly payment around $650, still comfortable with my salary." "Perfect," Jenna said. "It's not just a car. This is a statement. You earned money with sweat and brains. No one helped a dime. Now you're buying something they said was only for fools. Let's see how they explain it." I scheduled the viewing for Friday afternoon, tomorrow. The dealership confirmed they had exactly the light silver one I wanted, fresh from the lot. No one had reserved it yet. That evening, I sat at the kitchen table, opened my familiar spreadsheet. I recalculated everything, like a work project. Car price, Illinois 8.25% tax, registration fees, increased insurance, annual maintenance costs, projected depreciation. Everything was within acceptable range. I wasn't buying impulsively. I was buying after careful calculation, like every major decision in my life. But this time, the motive wasn't just logic. This was the most subtle revenge I could think of. Not because I hated my parents. I was just tired of being the invisible child, the one who didn't need attention because she's already fine. I wanted them to see my success in a way they couldn't ignore. Not through humble stories. Not through congratulatory emails I sent that they only replied, "Great job," before asking about Ryan. I wanted them to see a concrete object, gleaming, parked right in front of their house, with the Porsche logo they had criticized. I imagined the scene, the silver Cayenne on the familiar concrete driveway in the suburbs, next to my dad's old Toyota Camry and my mom's Honda CR-V. I imagined their eyes when they opened the door, when they saw me step out from the driver's seat, car keys dangling in my hand. This wasn't just a car. This was the financial independence declaration I had written with 10 years of non-stop work, with sleepless nights analyzing data, with canceled vacations to meet deadlines. This was the answer to every time they chose to invest in Ryan's illusions instead of real support for me. I closed the laptop, stood up, grabbed a bottle of water from the fridge. Looking out the window, Chicago city lights twinkled on the dark lake surface. I smiled at my reflection in the glass. Tomorrow, I would sign the papers.
And when the silver Cayenne was mine, I would drive it to my parents' house, not to show off, but so they finally had to look straight at what they had missed. Friday afternoon, I drove the brand new silver Porsche Cayenne out of the dealership in Highland Park. The premium leather smell was still strong. The seats hugged the body. The engine growled softly like a whisper full of power. I didn't rush home. Instead, I texted Jenna. "The car is mine. Photos now?" Jenna replied immediately. "Millennium Park, now. I'm bringing the camera." We met at sunset. Chicago in late fall was breathtakingly beautiful. Rare clear sky, golden orange sunlight slanting through the glass towers, shimmering on the surface of the bean, the famous giant bean-shaped sculpture. I parked in a nearby lot, stepped out in my work clothes from the morning, black blazer, fitted pants, low heels, looking professional, not trying to be fancy. Jenna was waiting, DSLR camera around her neck, grinning widely. "You look like the female lead in a Wall Street finance movie," she said, then pointed. "Park close to the bean, skyline behind, the light is perfect." I did. The silver Cayenne gleamed in the afternoon sun, the Porsche logo prominent on the grille. I leaned against the side of the car, hand lightly on the roof, looking straight at the lens. Jenna shot continuously, serious shots, light smiles, one with my back turned looking out at Lake Michigan. There was a shot of me sitting in the car, hand on the steering wheel, window down letting the wind blow my hair, a close-up of the Porsche badge reflecting the distorted cloud gate. "You know," Jenna said while shooting, "this car isn't just beautiful. It's living proof that you did everything alone. Post it. Let the world see, even those who don't want to." We chose the 3 best photos. The main one, me standing next to the car, Chicago skyline spread behind, slanted sunlight making the car glow. The secondary, close-up of me smiling lightly, holding the key. The last, angled shot of the car with the bean as background, playfully distorted. Back home, I sat on the sofa, opened Facebook, the platform my parents used most, though my mom had shifted to Instagram for the younger generation. I typed the caption, deleted and rewrote several times. Didn't want it too bitter, but no longer wanted to pretend humility. Finally, I wrote, "Happy 29th to me. Closed a massive deal this quarter and treated myself to the ride I've earned." No handouts, no investors, just a lot of late nights, spreadsheets, and hard work. Feeling grateful and proud. Biz, rocket, new ride, self-made. I hit post. My heart beat faster than usual while waiting. In just minutes, notifications poured in. Old colleague from first job, "Sophia, this is amazing. You deserve every bit of it. Fire." College friend, queen behavior. That Chicago backdrop, though? Current boss, "Couldn't be prouder of you. Enjoy the fruits of your labor." A team member joked, "Can I get a ride to work next week?" Asking for a friend. Likes surged, 50, 100, then 200 in an hour. Comments full of genuine congratulations from people who truly knew how hard I had worked. The ones who were with me through sleepless nights, weekend work, quiet promotions my family rarely asked about. I checked the viewer list. Mom had viewed, Dad had viewed. Ryan had viewed. No likes, no comments, no private messages. Complete silence from the family. I wasn't surprised, but my chest still ached. Jenna texted, "They're doing the math. Give them time." The time stretched to 4 hours. Then the phone rang. Dad's number. I took a deep breath, answered, put on speaker like last time with Jenna. "Sophia." Dad's voice came immediately. No greeting, no belated birthday wish. "Where did you get the money to buy that car?" I was silent for a second, letting him continue. "It's expensive. Nearly 100,000, right? What were you thinking? Reckless. Luxury cars are what lose value fastest, only for people who like to show off. We taught you to value money." Mom's voice cut in from the background. "What will the neighbors think when they see the post? They'll say our daughter is spoiled, spending wastefully." I kept my voice calm. I used the bonus from the big project at work. I calculated carefully, parents. Large down payment, low interest installments, completely within my means. But Dad interrupted. What bonus is that big? Why hide it from family? This isn't how we raised you. This weekend, come home, family meeting. We need to talk seriously. He hung up before I could respond. I set the phone down, looked out the window. Night had fallen over Chicago, lights from high-rises twinkling like stars. The Cayenne parked in the basement garage, waiting. I smiled. Not happy, but a tired yet determined smile. They had seen, and now they couldn't pretend anymore. To understand why Dad's call hurt so much, I have to go back to last Christmas, one of the family holidays we always considered unbreakable tradition. My parents live in the Naperville suburbs, a peaceful area about 45 minutes from downtown Chicago, with cobblestone streets, old oak trees covered in white snow, and colonial-style homes warmly decorated with LED lights. Every year, we gathered there on December 25th, turning the house into a mini version of Christ Kindle Market, the famous German Christmas market at Daley Plaza, with cinnamon scent from gingerbread spreading, a 2-story Christmas tree sparkling with ornaments, and electric candle plates lighting the living room. I clearly remember the biting cold of Illinois that year, snow falling thick from early morning, turning the I-88 highway into a line of flashing headlights. I drove my old Honda Civic from my apartment in Lincoln Park, where I had lived alone for 3 years, to my parents' house with a bottle of red wine and a box of homemade cookies, cranberry orange scones, a recipe I learned from an online baking class. That was how I always contributed. Practical, useful, not flashy. I arrived at 3 in the afternoon, on time as always, and as soon as I opened the door, the smell of roasted turkey filled the air, mixed with fresh pine and homemade cranberry sauce from Mom. "Sophia, you're here!" Mom called from the kitchen, rushing out to hug me with her apron printed with Santa Claus. Mrs. Linda Bennett, 58, still kept the energetic look of a part-time homemaker, bob hair dyed brown, bright red lipstick. Dad, Mr. Mark, was sitting by the gas fireplace, adjusting the TV playing classic Christmas music from the Hallmark Channel. He was an early retired engineer with white beard and metal-framed glasses, always wearing a red turtleneck sweater, standard Christmas outfit for 2 decades. Ryan arrived later, as usual, with a huge bag of gifts from San Francisco, where he was building his startup empire. My brother, 27, walked in with a radiant smile, undercut hair messy and founder hipster style, and a small suitcase full of tech conference stickers. "Sis," he hugged me quickly, then rushed to the kitchen to hug Mom, whispering something that made her giggle. Dad patted his back hard, as if Ryan had just returned from battle instead of a Delta flight. Dinner started at 6, according to Mom's strict schedule. The table was covered with white embroidered cloth with the Wedgwood china inherited from Grandma, and the center was the golden turkey, next to mashed potatoes, corn pudding, green beans sautéed with pearl onions, and cranberry salad. Traditional Midwest dishes Mom learned from the old Joy of Cooking book. We sat around the table, held hands singing We Wish You a Merry Christmas along with the radio. Then Mom poured sweet wine for the women and scotch for the men. The atmosphere was warm, familiar, like every Christmas from my childhood, when Ryan and I fought over opening gifts under the tree, and Dad told stories about Grandpa driving Christmas delivery trucks through snowstorms. But last year, everything changed. After carving the turkey and toasting, Ryan stood up, rubbing his hands excitedly. "Everyone, I have something to share," he said, voice dramatic like pitching on Shark Tank. He took a small box from his bag, opened a 3D prototype model, a transparent acrylic sphere with LED layers inside, illuminating gym figures connected to an app mock-up on iPad. "This is FitSphere, my fitness tech app. Not just tracking calories or steps, but using AI to create personalized virtual space. Users scan their living room. The app overlays 3D workout guidance, like a virtual trainer right at home. For example, I scanned this table," he waved the iPad,
and the screen showed the dining table turning into a virtual treadmill with a 3D avatar guiding planks. It integrates AR from smart glasses, predicts injuries from heart rate data, and connects community for group challenges. I'm in an accelerator in SF, pitching to VCs next week. The room exploded. Dad clapped loudly, eyes shining. Son, this is the future, like when I designed rail systems for Metra. Innovative, practical, life-changing. We have to invest in this. Mom snapped photos nonstop with her iPhone, flash firing, then posted immediately on Facebook. My brilliant son Ryan unveiling his revolutionary FitSphere app, the next big thing in fitness tech. So proud. Hashtag family pride, hashtag startup life, hashtag Christmas magic. She tagged all friends, relatives, even the old PTA group. Ryan smiled shyly, but clearly enjoying. It talked about mentors from Google and upcoming demo day, while Dad nodded, asking about projected ROI like a real investor. I sat there, fork poking at turkey, trying to smile. Then it was my turn. I had prepared a week in advance, even printed a summary report for easy sharing. Everyone, I have good news too, I said, voice slightly shaking from excitement. This month, I led the risk analysis project for the company's $2 billion investment fund. Thanks to that, we avoided losing nearly $500 million in stock market volatility. My boss called me the silent hero, and I was nominated for an internal award. Dad nodded politely, smiling through his beard. Good job, daughter. Office work must be tiring, right? Need Dad to send shoulder massage recipes? Mom stroked my hand. Yes, you're talented. Now let's hear more about Ryan. His idea is so great. And the conversation shifted back to FitSphere immediately. Dad asking about patents, Mom suggesting finding investors from old friends' network. My report lay there, untouched. I felt like I had been lightly slapped. Not because they weren't proud. They always said Sophia is the family pillar. But because of the stark contrast. Ryan, with an idea without a real prototype, without beta users, got applause like a star, while I, with achievement saving the company hundreds of millions, only got a nod and casual question. That's when I truly realized I was the scapegoat, the child bearing responsibility, ignored because already stable. And Ryan was the golden child, the pampered one. Every illusion a bright future. For the rest of dinner, I was silent, nibbling pumpkin pie while they discussed how Mom would help Ryan design the app logo. Driving home through falling snow on I-88, tears rolled down my cheeks. Not crying from sadness, but from awakening. That Christmas didn't destroy everything, but it planted the seed for the Porsche later. Because from then on, I started tracking the bank transfers, Ryan's boastful posts, and realized the favoritism wasn't just words, but a separate financial system where I was completely excluded. After that Christmas, I couldn't stop thinking about the disparity. I told myself it was just one dinner, just my parents excited about Ryan's new idea. But the seed of doubt had been planted. I started paying more attention to what Ryan posted on LinkedIn and Instagram. Photos in luxurious co-working offices in San Francisco, mentor sessions with famous entrepreneurs, business class flights to tech conferences in Austin or Miami. Everything looked very professional, very founder lifestyle. But I'm in finance. I know appearances don't equal revenue. Things became clearer at a networking event in Chicago around March this year. My company held the annual event at a rooftop bar in West Loop, where investment funds, VCs, and analysts gathered to drink craft beer and exchange business cards. I wore a simple black dress, holding a glass of white wine, talking to a few colleagues when I unexpectedly met David, an old VC from my internship days at a small fund. He's now a partner at a fairly large firm in the Bay Area. We caught up for a bit, then I casually mentioned Ryan. My younger brother is in a famous accelerator in SF, FitSphere, AR fitness app. He often brags about mentors from Google and Apple. David sipped his beer, then laughed. Not the happy kind, but the sarcastic kind of industry insiders. Oh, that accelerator. Pure vanity program.
Startups pay exorbitant fees, $2,000 or $3,000 a month, to sit in nice offices, take photos with big logo backdrops, post on LinkedIn, "Today meeting mentor from Sequoia." Mentors are all paid advisors, not real partners. Demo days are flashy, but almost no one raises real Series A, mostly just to show off to family and friends. I know a few founders who were there, left empty-handed, in debt. I stood frozen, wine glass cold in my hand. David patted my shoulder, comforting. "Don't worry, many middle-class American families get sucked into these. They see their son post office view, overlooking Golden Gate, and think it's success." Driving home that night, my mind spun. Vanity program, not a real accelerator. Just an expensive stage to act out the startup play. And my parents were paying for that play. I remembered a few months earlier, Dad called asking me to help switch the family bank accounts to fully online banking. "Your mom forgets paper bills. I'm lazy to open mail. You do finance. Help us set up." I did. Logged in once to guide and accidentally saw they used Chase, same system as my personal account. I didn't intend to invade privacy, but as a risk analyst, I couldn't ignore patterns. From then, I started tracking, not hacking, just noting transfer notifications Dad sometimes mentioned verbally, or Ryan's stories, "Thank you family for support." I opened a new spreadsheet on my personal laptop, named the file Family Expenses Reference Only. I recorded carefully, like analyzing a portfolio. Every first of the month, $2,500 transfer from parents' joint account to Ryan's, noted living support and business development, regular as clockwork, for 2.5 years. Just this part alone was $75,000. But not all. Ryan often posted photos of his new apartment in Wicker Park, hipster, expensive area in Chicago before moving fully to SF. Average rent for a one-bedroom with nice view there, about $2,200 a month. Who paid? Definitely not part-time freelance designer salary he occasionally mentioned. Then flights. Stories from SFO to Austin for SXSW, then Miami for TechCrunch event. Business class, boutique hotels. I estimated another $15,000 for travel and conference fees over 3 years. And accelerator fee. According to David and articles I quietly searched on Reddit and Blind, about $3,000 to $4,000 a month for premium tier with private office and one-to-one mentor. Assume $3,000 a month for 18 months Ryan was there, $54,000. Plus marketing. Ryan bragged about running Facebook ads for Fitsphere, hiring freelance designers for logo and pitch deck. I estimated another $10,000 to $15,000. Total. My spreadsheet showed a round number that made my spine chill. About $100,000 in 3 years. $100,000 from my parents' retirement savings. Money they saved from Dad's engineer salary and Mom's part-time work. Poured into a vanity program and Ryan's founder lifestyle. Meanwhile, 3 years ago, when I asked to borrow $25,000 for the down payment on my first condo in Lincoln Park, my parents refused immediately. "You have a good job, high salary, you can do it yourself. We need to save for the future. Ryan is starting up, needs more support to not miss opportunities." I did it myself. Overtime, cut expenses, higher interest bank loan. And I succeeded. Now I own that apartment. Value up 40% thanks to Chicago market recovery. Looking at the spreadsheet that night, I didn't cry. Just felt a cold, clear pain. They didn't just favor emotionally. They built an entire separate financial system to nurture Ryan's fake dream while punishing me for being too independent. The Porsche was no longer an impulsive idea. It became necessary, a way to force them to face the truth they had chosen not to see for years. 3 years ago, I was 26, just promoted to senior analyst with salary enough to dream of my own home in Chicago. The real estate market was heating up, and I found a cute, small condo in Lincoln Park. 1 bedroom, park view, $350,000. For 20% down required by the bank, I needed $70,000. I had saved $45,000 after 4 years of nonstop work, but still short $25,000. I decided to ask my parents. I remember that evening clearly. I drove to Naperville on the weekend, bringing donuts from Stan's, Dad's favorite, and a bottle of wine for Mom.
We sat in the living room, gas fireplace crackling, TV playing an old Christmas movie. I took a deep breath, then said, "Parents, I'm planning to buy a condo. I've saved most, but short $25,000 for the down payment. Can I borrow from you? I'll pay back gradually, with interest if needed, like a bank loan." Dad paused mid-sip of beer, looked at Mom. Mom set her wine glass down, smiled gently, but I knew immediately it was a refusal smile. "Sophia, dear," she said, voice sweet like praising me for being good, "you're already stable. Good job, high salary, independent. We think it's better if you do it all yourself, to build character. Adults must learn to stand on their own feet." Dad nodded. "Right, we don't want you getting used to relying. When I first graduated, I bought a house without asking anyone. You're the most responsible child. You can do it."
I tried to smile, swallowed disappointment. "I understand, just asking." I didn't argue, didn't cry. I drove back to Chicago that night on I-290, cold wind whistling through the window crack. I told myself they were right. I was the strong child. I would do it. And I did. I increased overtime, took extra projects, cut all unnecessary expenses. No Starbucks coffee, no eating out, no new clothes. I moved to a smaller apartment to save rent, cooked at home every night, worked late weekends. 15 months later, I had the missing $25,000. I signed the condo contract alone. No cosigner, no congratulations, except a short text from Mom. "Good job, daughter." That apartment is now my home, where I hung new curtains, painted walls light gray, and felt proud every time the mortgage bill decreased. Its value has risen 40%, and I paid off the bank loan earlier than planned.
But now, looking at the spreadsheet with $100,000 poured into Ryan, the old pain surged back like a knife cut. They refused to lend me $25,000, a real investment in appreciating asset and long-term stability for their older daughter. They called it building character. But at the same time, they built a secret financial system to nurture Ryan's fake dream. $2,500 monthly regular, plus flight money, vanity accelerator money, advertising, total $100,000 in 3 years. Money from lifetime retirement savings. Money meant for Florida retirement or European travel. They didn't ask Ryan for a business plan, real users, revenue. They just needed nice LinkedIn photos to believe it was the future. While I, the child who proved real financial ability, was punished for being too independent. The pain wasn't about money. It was the message behind. My stability was reason not to support, while Ryan's recklessness was reason to pour in. They rewarded potential failure, punished achieved success. I sat in front of the spreadsheet that night, hand gripping the mouse tightly. Didn't cry, just felt an empty cold in my chest. The Porsche was no longer random. It became essential, a way to force them to face the injustice they had maintained for years with money and silence. Because this time, I would not be silent anymore. The morning after the forgotten birthday, I didn't go to work right away. I called in sick, first time in 3 years, and arranged to meet Jenna at a small coffee shop near Chicago's Wall Street, where we often discussed project strategies. The shop was on the ground floor of an old building, rich roasted coffee smell blending with baked croissant aroma. Jenna was already in our usual corner by the window overlooking the Chicago River, laptop open, latte still steaming. Jenna Kim, 42, was my unofficial mentor since my first day at the company. Korean origin, immigrated to America at 15 with her family. Grew up in Los Angeles suburbs with parents running nail salon and convenience store. Jenna understood favoritism better than anyone. She once told about her brother getting all the money for prestigious university, while she had to struggle through community college, then transfer to UC Berkeley with scholarships and part-time jobs. Now she's director of risk management. Sharp, straightforward, no tolerance for injustice. I sat down, placed my phone on the table, screen still showing Mom's story praising Ryan. "Yesterday was my birthday," I said, voice even, but Jenna immediately sensed the fatigue. family forgot again. Not a single message. Jenna raised an eyebrow, pushed the coffee toward me. Again? And Ryan? I told everything. Instagram story, $85,000 bonus just arrived, $100,000 spreadsheet parents poured into Ryan's vanity accelerator, and the time 3 years ago they refused my $25,000 condo loan. Jenna listened without interrupting, just nodding lightly, eyes cold, sharp. When I finished, she set her cup down, voice low but firm. Let me repeat to make sure. They refused you $25,000, a real investment in appreciating asset, in stable future for the older daughter, but poured over $100,000 into a vanity scam that even SFVCs laugh at? $2,500 monthly, plus flights, ads, fake office, just so Ryan has nice LinkedIn photos? I nodded, throat tight. Jenna shook her head. Not pity, but anger for me. This isn't normal favoritism anymore, Sophia. This is a system.
They punish you for being strong, reward Ryan for pretending weakness. I saw it in my family. Brother pampered, I told, strong girl, handle yourself. Result? Brother failed, I succeeded. But the price was years of pain. She paused, looked straight into my eyes. What do you want to do about this? I took a deep breath. I don't want to just cry or argue. Arguing won't change them. I want them to see how successful I am without them, see I can buy what they once criticized. Jenna smiled for the first time, sharp like a knife. The thing they said was only for irresponsible people who like to show off? Exactly. Porsche. She laughed loudly, drawing looks from nearby tables. Perfect. Not just a car, a perfect statement. They see luxury cars as symbol of financial stupidity. Now you'll show them a smart person, self-earned money, buying it responsibly. We opened laptops right at the cafe. Jenna pulled up my financial spreadsheet, checked every number again. You have $85K bonus. Put $65K down on Cayenne, finance $30K over 48 months, under 3% interest of good credit, monthly around $650. With your salary, debt-to-income ratio still under 15%, completely safe. I nodded. I already calculated, not impulsively. Right, this is calculated flex, Jenna typed to her lines. And to optimize, we'll take beautiful photos. Not fake influencer style, but professional, strong. You as successful female analyst in Chicago, standing next to car with skyline behind, so they can't say luck or showing off. She opened calendar. This weekend, sunset at Millennium Park. I bring good camera, shoot raw, light post-processing. You wear work clothes, blazer, pants, to emphasize this is work achievement, not lottery. I smiled, feeling relief for the first time. Thank you. Not done. Jenna opened new tab, searched Reddit, and some private founder forums. I'll find complaints about that accelerator. If it's really vanity, surely someone complained. Hidden fees, fake funding promises, no refunds when leaving. If found, you can file official complaint to Illinois Attorney General or CFPB. Not revenge, but protecting other families from the trap. She searched quickly, eyes lighting up. Here, blind thread from old founder. Pay $4K per month to sit in nice office, mentors read scripts, demo day just for photos. No one raises real funding. Another, they keep last 6 months fees even if I left early, threaten lawsuit if public complaint. And here, accelerator name matches. Jenna saved links, screenshots. You have financial evidence from spreadsheet. Combined, strong case. No need your name. Anonymous, okay? I looked at her, full of gratitude. Jenna wasn't just work mentor. She understood the pain of being undervalued by family for being too strong. You doing this for me? Jenna shrugged, but eyes warm. Because I was once you, and because you deserve to be seen for your value, not just by me, by colleagues, but by those who overlooked you too long. We left the cafe as sky darkened, cold wind from Lake Michigan. Jenna hugged me before boarding the L train. Weekend photos, then post. And if they call, you know what to say. I nodded. For the first time, I no longer felt alone in this fight. The following Friday, I drove the old Honda Civic to Highland Park with a mix of excitement and determination.
Porsche exchange dealership on a clean street. Glass bright. Coffee and premium leather smell spreading as soon as I entered.
Salesman, a middle-aged man named Mike, was waiting. He looked slightly surprised when I confidently asked about the light silver Cayenne, chalk color, premium plus package, 3.0-liter turbo engine, 335 horsepower. I didn't need long test drive. I had watched review videos, calculated maintenance costs, and knew this car fit my daily needs. Luxurious yet practical, with spacious interior and all-wheel drive for Chicago winters. I provided income documents, credit report, and put $65,000 down on the spot via transfer. The rest, about $30,000, financed at 2.99% over 48 months, monthly $650. Mike tried to hide his impression when I asked details about residual value and depreciation curve. Clearly, he rarely met female customers calculating so thoroughly. When signing papers, Mike handed the key and said, "Congratulations, this car will make you smile every time you get in."
I stepped to the parking lot, opened the door, sat in warm black leather seats. Engine started with low, powerful growl. I drove out of the dealership, fall wind through open window, and for the first time in years, I felt true freedom. Not because of luxury car, but because I bought it myself, with my money, my way. I drove along Lakeshore Drive toward downtown Chicago, skyline gradually appearing ahead, Lake Michigan sparkling in afternoon sun. Every accelerator press, I seemed to hear whisper, "This is mine. No one gave, no one helped." Back home, I didn't rest immediately. I opened a laptop, logged into Illinois Attorney General and CFPB websites. Jenna had prepared a complaint template with links and screenshots from Blind Threads, Reddit, and some TechCrunch articles about similar vanity accelerator programs.
I filled anonymously, clearly describing accelerator name, monthly fees, $3,000, $4,000, promises of big tech mentors, but actually paid advisors, no real funding results, and other founders kept fees when trying to leave. I attached indirect evidence from family spreadsheet, no specific names, just transfer amounts and business support description. After checking, I hit submit. Not revenge against Ryan, but protecting other families from similar traps. Done. I felt strangely relieved. I showered, changed to work clothes, black blazer, white shirt, pants, then drove Cayenne to Millennium Park, Jenna waiting with camera. We shot quickly in sunset, me leaning against car side, Chicago skyline behind, bean shimmering on silver body. Jenna added shots of me in car, hand on wheel, calm smile straight at lens. "You look like finance movie heroine," she said, strong, not showing off.
Home. I chose 3 best. Main me next to car with lake and skyline behind. Secondary, close-up key in hand, light smile. Last, angled car with bean background. I opened Facebook, platform parents use most, and typed caption. "Happy 29th to me. Closed a massive deal this quarter and treated myself to the ride I've earned. No handouts, no investors, just a lot of late nights, spreadsheets, and hard work. Grateful for the journey. Backpack, rocket ship. New ride, self-made." Hit post, heart beating faster. Notifications immediate. Old colleague, "Sophia, that's incredible. You absolutely deserve this. Fire." College friend, "Girl, you're killing it. That Chicago backdrop is perfection." Boss, "Proud of you. Enjoy every mile." Team member joked, "Next time driving to office, can I hitch a ride?" Asking for a friend. Likes surged, 100, 200, 300 in an hour. Comments full of genuine congratulations from people who knew my effort. I smiled, warmth spreading. First time publicly showing achievement without fear of being called show-off. Viewer list. Mom viewed, Dad viewed, Ryan viewed. No likes, no comments, no messages. Silence from family. Not surprised, but chest ached. Jenna texted, "They're calculating. Give time." Time stretched 4 hours. Phone rang. Dad. Deep breath. Answered. Speaker on. Sophia. Dad's voice immediate. No grading. Where money for that car? Nearly 100,000? What thinking? Reckless. Luxury cars lose value fastest. Only for show-offs. We taught value money. Mom background. What neighbors think seeing post? They'll say our daughter wasteful. Calm voice. Used bonus from big work project. Calculated carefully parents. Large down, low interest. My achievement.
Dad, cut. What bonus so big? Hide from family? Not how raised. Weekend home. Family meeting. Serious talk. Hung up. Phone down. Window look. Chicago night fallen. High-rise lights twinkling. Cayenne basement. Waiting. Smile. Not joy. Tired, determined. They seen. Now. Can't pretend. That weekend, I drove silver Porsche Cayenne to Naperville. I-888 quiet Saturday morning. Chicago sky gray, light rain on windshield. Radio soft classical, try calm. Bag passenger seat thick folder. Printed spreadsheet, bank transfer screenshots. Accelerator complaint threads Jenna found. Short summary, what I'd say. Not attack, self-defense. Parked middle familiar concrete driveway. Next Dad's old Toyota Camry and Mom's Honda CR-V. Silver Cayenne stood out, gleaming rain. Porsche logo, subtle challenge. Sat in car a few seconds, deep breath, grabbed folder out. Mom opened doorbell, bell ring.
Wore red Christmas sweater last year. Hair high bun, forced smile, pretend normal. Early, huh? Said, quick glance, car turn away. Come in, cold. Dad standing gas fireplace living room, arms crossed, serious face. Ryan old leather sofa, pale, red eyes lack sleep. Heavy air, no baked smell or coffee, usual family meetings. Bag down chair, sat opposite, folder lap. No one offer water. Dad first, low sharp. Sophia, car completely over limit. Raised responsible, by nearly 100,000 just show off? Not our daughter. Mom high. Everyone Facebook would say don't know. Think family problem. You most sensible. Why? Even voice. Not by show off. Bonus big company project. Calculated, large down, low interest. My achievement. Ryan sudden shaky. Talk irresponsible? Investigator called yesterday. Accelerator. Asked fees, mentors, other founders. List names, money. Sis?
What did? Dad turned sharp me, harsh eyes. Talk who about Ryan work? His future. Invested time, money, dream. Not sabotage, just jealous. Deep breath, open folder, table like final card. Not sabotage. Reported scam business model drained many families, including ours. Tired pretending not see. Mom hand mouth, bank logo first page. Dad lean, look, frown. Point simple chart. Breakdown transfers parents sent Ryan 2.5 years. $2,500 first month. Note, living support and business development. Total $75,000 this part. Dad stutter. Help son living costs. Rent expensive. Startup costly. Parents due. Support child dreams. Flip next. Yes. Add Wicker Park rent, flights, accelerator, website/forum old founder prices. Total about $100,000 3 years. $100,000 into program SFVC called Vanity program. Startups pay high for nice photos, fake mentors, almost no real funding. Mom whispers shake head. Can't be. We not that money. Right, soft, but did. For Ryan, flip last, most painful. 3 years ago, asked borrow $25,000 condo down, real asset, growth value. Refused, said stable already, self-due character build. Did self. Over time, cut everything, bought. Ryan got $100,000, no business plan, no revenue. Ryan hand table slam. Not just money, accelerator network, mentors, opportunity. Now sister destroy all jealous. Straight eyes. No vanity accelerator, sell progress illusion, take money. You their revenue, not genius. Anyone destroy dream, people sold and refused to see truth. Dad finger point. Enough. Not talk brother house. Attitude, resentment, why worry sudden flash money? Porsche, think parents always say drug dealers lottery winners buy. Look dad, man transferred hundreds thousands to fake dream. Call my real achievement reckless. Bought car money. Earned career. Parents rarely ask. No cosign, no bailout. No one Thanksgiving table call me future. Papers back folder. Real reckless core $100,000 unprofitable startup. Tell daughter toughen self do alone. Ignore every achievement not fit favorite story. Room quiet. Mom sink sofa. Ryan look vomit. Dad mouth open close. First time no words. Stand.
back shoulder. Parents want to talk money? Did. Now no favoritism cost how much. Not here ask fix. Learn to live without support. Here say from now, done pay emotional price parents' decisions. Mom whispered. Sophia, wait. We not know. Pause door. Last turn. Parents not want no. Difference. Step out. Rain stopped. Air biting. Silver Cayenne there. Wet but gleaming. Undeniable symbol life I built while they funded fantasy. Reverse driveway. Rearview mirror. Parents' door stand. Small figures porch light. First time, roles reversed. They left dark. I driving own light. 2 mornings after tense living room confrontation, back desk, office, high floor view Chicago River. Weak winter sun through glass, light laptop full risk charts. Jenna appeared door, phone in hold, rare smile. Victory kind, only see close, big deal. Remember complaint filed? Ask, enter, sit opposite. Illinois Attorney General official case open. Not just Illinois. Accelerator offices California, Texas, so CFPB, other state agencies join. Multi-state. Pen down, heart fast. So fast? Jenna nod, phone scroll. Sent letters old founders, forums complaint. 6 new complaints after first notices spread. Hidden fees, fake investor promises, threats leave early. Worse they thought. And Ryan? 1 poster children. Often post photos, tag accelerator, brag network. Now see him unofficial ambassador, possibly involved recruiting others. Silent. Imagine Ryan's small apartment now. Surely panic. Not happy brother trouble, just slow justice feeling. That afternoon, break between meetings, phone buzz, parents' house number, let ring, voicemail. Minute later, dad direct mobile. Voice not angry last time, real fear. Sophia, say immediate answer, shaky. They came house, 2 investigators, attorney general, talked Ryan an hour, say possibly work again lawyer, mentioned Ryan introduced other founders program called conspiracy something, no serious? Close eyes, picture Ryan old dining table, pale before 2 vest suits files. No, calm answer, why reported? Not bad luck, system scam, parents poured almost all savings. Long silence, then dad, voice break. You did this. If problem, why not direct parents, now possibly ruin Ryan life? Cold, clean anger spark. Right, someone could ruin life. People sold him $3,000 a month, illusion. People convinced parents ignore every red flag. Or people refused to listen warned. Not blame me, only one willing to speak truth loud. Another pause, then dad small. Tonight, home okay? Need meet again, talk lawyers. Please, for Ryan, family. Almost refuse immediately, but part want everything clear at the end. Okay, say, come. That evening drove Cayenne Naperville again. Dark early, headlights sweep familiar suburb streets now strange. Parked old spot, enter house heavy but determined feeling. Atmosphere completely different last. No lectures, no performative anger, just real fear. Dining table full of papers, attorney general letters, email white-collar defense Chicago firm quote circled red, $60,000 to $80,000, depending complexity. Mom at table head, eyes swollen, tissue twist in hands. Ryan hunched in a chair, hoodie in head, red eyes. Dad? Stand when enter, gesture sit. Need your help, Dad, immediate, skip greeting. Ryan possibly need good lawyer, real understand white-collar crime. You only family big money, hate ask but serious, possibly jail. Mom sob, please Sophia, whatever happened us, still brother, can't let face alone. Look, quote, Ryan, 2 people wrote countless checks, fake dream, never asked business plan. Week ago, perhaps caved, withdraw savings, tell self family duty. Now, clarity, shocking. Not letting brother face alone, slow. Already did more anyone in this room to protect family. Flagged scam before drag deeper, tried warn, parents ignored. Now, consequences, your choices. Ryan head up, eyes angry, desperate. You turned me in, destroyed years' work, bitter no parade spreadsheet job. Lean forward. If real investor coming, come by now. Never one big check. Program milk dry you, use recruit others. Nazi genius, Ryan. Revenue stream. Dad table slam hand. Enough blame. Reality needs lawyer, need money. Asking parents, ask daughter, help family. Bought $95,000 car, clearly money.
chest tight way framed, like my success primarily safety net bad bets. Slow head shake. Worked that car. Every dollar also worked savings future. Better home, retirement, not drain bail situation parents created, refusing question fairy tale. Mom whisper, "How cold, Sophia? Brother." Thought every time called cold, setting boundaries. Not cold, quiet. Finally done setting self-fire, keep family warm. Parents chose gamble image, chose monthly send instead help down real equity build, chose ignore pointed problems, choices, consequences, not reroute bill me now. Ryan sink back, head shake. They ruin me. Look, second sympathy flicker, not enough erase, enough truth tell, not ruined.
Forced reality first time. Get real job. Pay own rent. Can't afford private lawyer? Public defender. Learn something. Dad stand height change mind. That's it? Just walk away? Stand 2, chair soft scrape hardwood. No, say. Walked away long ago. Parents just not notice until parked Porsche driveway. Bag pick, papers pile last glance. Wanted treated adult founder, this adulthood. Actions, consequences, accountability. Left, mom earnest cries start. Dad name once question. Ryan table stare. Outside, air cooler in. Cayenne low growl start, steady familiar. Drive away not escape. End lifelong test. Answer key finally rewritten my favor. 2 years later, pulled same silver Porsche, different driveway. This time front glass steel building downtown Chicago. Company logo, new title key card. Vice President of Risk and Portfolio Strategy.
Girl, once achievements brushed off Thanksgiving table, now sat rooms people actually listened, spoke. Moved starter condo in Queens, place looked East River, paid second, much larger bonus in equity negotiated for myself. No co-signers, no quiet resentment, just work results. Accelerator, not survive investigation. Within a year, first complaint, state forced shutdown. Founders charged fraud, handful of things I don't pretend fully understand. No, they not sell false hope, white lie. Headline small, buried business section, screenshotted anyway, saved same folder, original spreadsheet. Quiet, private reminder, right to trust numbers, screaming. Ryan, not prison, not untouched either. Took plea deal, probation 2 years, mandatory financial education classes, requirement to pay back portion money taken few other founders recruited. Judge called it a wake-up call. Once, agreed authority figure life. Moved Brooklyn Heights, smaller apartment, less glamorous town part. First time since college, real job. Not founder, not visionary, not CEO LinkedIn bio. Just junior designer, small marketing agency, learning to take feedback, meet deadlines, show up on time. When mom talks now, not use word genius. Says things like, he learning, or lot of growing up to do. Parents' own hit. Between lawyer fees ended right around $68,000. Money already poured into Accelerator years before, retirement timeline pushed back hard. Dad picked up part-time consulting work. Mom started watching neighbors' kids' afternoons, extra cash. Not brag investments at family gatherings anymore. When talk money, new caution invoices not exist writing checks to support Ryan's dream. Relationship not magically healed once the dust settled. No big tearful apology, no hallmark moment everyone hugs and everything normal. Changed quieter. Started asking work without immediately pivoting, brother. Mom began texting birthday before Facebook reminded. Dad, man once called car reckless stunt, asked one day structured retirement accounts, listened all way answer. Forgave some things slowly. Kept other scars boundaries. Go dinner once a month. Leave conversations turn guilt trips. Not offer money. Not co-sign decisions. Polite, even warm sometimes. But part used to hope suddenly see the way I saw Ryan replaced a sturdier, self-respect wish found sooner. If a lesson in all this, not supposed to buy $95,000 car revenge for family. Though not lie, parking Porsche in driveway satisfying. That favoritism, not just who gets more attention at dinner, pattern of choices. Teaches one child perfect invisible, teaches other rules not apply to them. Breaks both different ways. Spent years believing strong one meant accept whatever handed, grateful handle it.
Took spreadsheet, investigation. Porsche, learn strong also means saying no. No paying other people's mistakes. No shrinking self someone else feel bigger. No families only call love useful. If ever invisible child, one relied on never really saw, hope hear clearly. Allowed set boundaries, allowed walk away from roles that hurt. Not owe anyone, not even family, lifetime emotional financial labor, just decided stability made less deserving Porsche. If there is a lesson in all of this, it is not that you should buy a $95,000 car to get revenge on your family. Though I will not lie, parking that Porsche in their driveway was satisfying. It is that favoritism is not just about who gets more attention at dinner. It is a pattern of choices that teaches one child they have to be perfect and invisible, and teaches the other that the rules do not apply to them. It breaks both of you in different ways. I spent years believing that being the strong one meant I had to accept whatever was handed to me and be grateful I could handle it. It took a spreadsheet, an investigation, and a Porsche to learn that being strong can also mean saying no. No to paying for other people's mistakes. No to shrinking yourself so someone else can feel bigger. No to families who only call it love when you are useful. If you have ever been the invisible child, the one they relied on but never really saw, I hope you hear this clearly. You are allowed to set boundaries. You are allowed to walk away from roles that hurt you. And you do not owe anyone, not even your family, your lifetime of emotional and financial labor, just because they decided your stability made you less deserving of support.